Hello, and welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley, and today we will continue our little series this week, at this time looking at prepositions. Mostly we've been looking this week at, on, and in. We might look at them a little more today, but we will also look at a couple other prepositions along the way. We'll do this. I'll try to explain some uses of these prepositions, kind of how they relate, and then we'll do that. I'll talk for 5 or 10 minutes, and then the students, will try to do a bunch of exercises that illustrate these uses. And then I think we're going to try to using the preposition by. Again, we'll do some exercises to practice using them. Okay, let me welcome students to the class. Hello, Heidi. Again. Again, as always. Constantine is back with us again. Great. Hi, Constantine.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
No, it isn't. Constantine, we've met before. So it is proper and correct to say nice to meet you the first time you meet.
Sorry.
But that action has, that ship has sailed, Constantine. That is no more. We will never meet again because we already did. So nice to see you, like that. Okay?
Nice to see you again.
All
Sorry.
right. That's okay. We're here to learn, and we've already started. Cool. All right. Great to have you back. Lena has also joined us. Wow, long time no see. Hi, Lena.
Yeah. Hello, Oakley. Nice to meet you, maybe, for me.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you, not meet you.
Not meet you, okay.
We've met
Because I haven't been seeing you a lot of time.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Let the lesson continue. When you haven't seen somebody for a long time, it is very common to use like present perfect tense. How have you been? Or what have you been doing? Is very common. I saw you yesterday. How are you? Is very common. When you haven't seen someone for a while, you still wouldn't say nice to meet you. You would say, hi, good to see you. How have you been? All right, to show that length of time between the past and now.
Okay, good to see you.
All right, grammar in action right there. All right, welcome to the class. And Carolina has also joined us. Hi, Carolina.
Hello. Hi, teacher. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Okay, great. Okay, guys, this is how it's going to go. I'm going to explain some uses. I'm going to take 10 minutes of your time or so and explain some uses of different prepositions. And Constantine, what are you doing? Building furniture? I think he forgot to mute himself. It's okay, no problem. Okay, I'm going to explain some uses that may be a little confusing, all right? If while I'm explaining these, you have any questions at all, do not be shy. Please feel free to interrupt me, and I'll try to go into more detail or explain it in another way. Okay, so I'll explain things for about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll try a whole bunch of exercises so you guys can actually practice it. All right. Here we go. Okay. Very good. All right. We're going to start by looking at to, at, in, into. Okay, so today we're going to work with to a little bit. All right. First of all right, looking at the little diagram here. See this? This is the basic idea of to. Remember the arrow. Something moving from one place to another. Whether that is a physical movement, I moved my bureau to my office. Fine. Or the movement of information. I talked to Lena yesterday. Okay, information moved from me to her. That's kind of a good visual for you to remember. Okay. Verbs commonly used with to, go, come, travel. You go, come, travel to a place or event. Okay. Go to a place, go to China. All right. Return to London. There's another common verb with to. You can go to bed, go to the bank, go to a concert, come to my house, be taken to hospital, be sent to prison. Here's some other verbs. Drive to the airport. All right, talking about actual movement to somewhere. Physical movement here. Okay, one thing I have to note, all right, this is proper, come to my house, but because we have my and house. When we use the word home, however, this is the one kind of exception. You come home, you go home, you go back home, phrasal verb. We don't need to use to with home. Okay, you go to work. He came to work late. Okay, everywhere you go, you come to, go to, travel to, send to, drive to, what have you, except for home. That is one exception word you have to kind of remember. All right, some examples. One of your friends going back to Italy. No, not any other preposition. Not going back in Italy, for Italy, of Italy, whatever. 3 people were injured in the accident and taken to hospital. All right. Here I have to note that Americans would say taken to the hospital. We use the article the with hospital. Welcome to our country, not welcome in our country, although if you remember from our lessons earlier this week, we use in, I am in China, but you go to China. If you're in China, you're talking about you're there. If you're going to China, you're talking about, again, like the arrow, the movement. All right. In the same way, a journey to, a trip to, a visit to, on my way to, all of these verbs that actually describe movement are also commonly co-located with to. Did you enjoy your trip to Paris, your visit to the zoo? Okay. Again, to, movement. In or at, you can think of as position. So, some comparisons here. They're going to France. They live in France. Can you come to the party? I'll see you at the party. All right. One's talking about movement. One's talking about position. All right. Here's some present perfect tense examples. I've been to Italy 4 times. I have never been to Rome. All right. With present perfect tense, talking about experience. One of the uses of the present perfect tense, frequently you're going to use to talk about experience, whether that's a place or Amanda's never been to a football match in her life. Notice there it is again with it more of an experience. This is also common with to. Couple other verbs that pop up with to frequently: get and arrive. Get to. What time did you get to London? Get to work. Get to the hotel. We got to work. I got to work on time. I got to the hotel at 3 o'clock. Okay, very commonly co-located with to. But, okay, strangely, all right, wrap your head around this. Take a minute to absorb this. We use get to, strangely, to, as in our heads, English speakers, as Okay, you're moving to the place. You're just getting there. But arrive is fixed. You're already there. Once you've arrived, you're no longer moving. All right, this may be a little odd because it seems that if you get to a place or you arrive at the place, it seems to be synonymous. And frankly, you can. I got to the mall at 3 o'clock. I arrived at the mall at 3 o'clock. Really, they can be used synonymously. But when it comes to the use of these prepositions, it's a little different. This is a kind of a weird thing to look at, but there it is. You get to a place, but you arrive in or arrive at, even more commonly, but never arrive to. This is a no-no. We absolutely never say arrive to in English, ever. Very super common mistake for English language learners. Understandably so, because it doesn't make a lot of sense, honestly. All right, you arrive in a town, a city, or a country. You arrived in London a week ago. Okay, you arrive at a place, a building, or an event. Very similar to what we've already discussed in earlier classes this week, if you were watching those. Okay, I already mentioned home. You don't need to. Examples: go home, come home, get home, arrive home, on the way home. No preposition needed. Not to, not at, not in. We do say at home. I'm at home right now. Like that. Okay, but we just never say to home. Okay, so what's the difference? To and into. All right, well, looking at the little diagram here, notice how it's different from to. It includes the in part. The arrow goes in the box, so into. Okay, some common verbs with into. Go into, get into. All right. You go inside of some place, you use into. I opened the door, went into the room, and sat down. A bird flew into the kitchen through the window. All right. My salary is paid into my bank account. Okay. Sometimes some specific verbs we may, in some circumstances, use in instead of into. She got in the car and drove away. However, she got into the car and drove away is fine. It's perfectly normal either way. I've read the letter and put it in the envelope. Put it back in the envelope. All right. Frankly, if you said I read the letter and put it back into the envelope, it would still be perfectly okay. It definitely has that idea of the arrow going in the box there. The envelope actually looks like a box. So occasionally we I don't know, maybe it's lazy English, I don't know, but occasionally we just use in instead of into, but it's still appropriate. The idea is still there of into, and if you use into, it's fine. The opposite of into is out of. She got out of the car and went into a shop. All right. Here's another common error language learners make. We usually say get on or get off a bus, a train, a plane, whatever, a ship. We don't usually say get into or get out of. All right, so it's a little bit of a different idea here. She got on the bus, and I never saw her again. All right, she got off the bus in Topeka. All right, so this is a little bit of an exception, even though you're really going inside of the bus, train, plane, ship. But we use get on or get off with these. I don't know why. Don't ask me. Okay, let's try some exercises to see if you guys got this. All right, we're going to challenge yourselves right away. You're going to use to, at, in, or into, or nothing. You have 5 choices here, or leave the space empty. I would like you to read. We'll take turns. Please read the sentence and pick the best option that you think is going to work. A couple examples here. 3 people were taken to hospital after the accident. All right, using a preposition. Number 2, I met Kate on my way home. No preposition. Okay, Heidi.
We left our luggage at the station and went to find something to eat.
Very good. All right, at a specific building or place. Great. Number 4, Constantine.
Shall we take a taxi to the station, or shall we walk?
Very good. Again, you're talking about the movement to the station. So, to the station. Excellent. Number 5, Lena.
Sorry, I have a question
Sure.
about before sentence. We left on. Shall we take a taxi at the station? Can we use at if we want to take a taxi near the station? At the station.
Okay. All right, that's a very good question. Now, I understand what you're saying, but it would be a little strange because let's get a taxi at the station. Okay, this is where we're going to get in the station, get in the taxi. That's what you mean, right?
Yeah.
I think we can get a taxi at the station, for example. Oh, will we be able to get a taxi? Sure, you can get a taxi right at the station. It would sound odd to say, I think we can take a taxi at the station. It sounds very odd. All right? So, okay, there you go.
Okay. I have to go to the bank today. What time does it open?
Very good. All right. It's the speaker has to travel to the bank. All right. Excellent. All right, Carolina, number 6.
The Amazon flows in the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay. Wait a minute. Carolina, which
Flows to. Because it's movement.
There's
Flows.
movement. Yeah, there's movement. Okay. Here, the square is the ocean and the arrow's the river. Should it be to or into? What does the water do?
Could you show me again the phrase?
Yes. Yes, I can. Where is it? I lost it. Okay, here it is.
6.
6, yeah.
The Amazon flows into the ocean, Atlantic Ocean.
Right. Okay, it goes inside of the ocean and swirls around and little fishies swim in it. Yeah, that's the idea.
Maybe if the sentence says the Amazon rivers flows.
Yeah, I guess you could have actually. You could have either that flows into or flows to. Either way. You know, if you consider the Atlantic Ocean to have borders, then it flows to the Atlantic Ocean. But if you're thinking about the Amazon being water, then you would say flows into. So
Because for me, Amazon is a big state in Colombia, and also is a jungle, and also is a river. So
Oh yeah. Well, of course we're talking about the river
the
here.
rivers. Yeah. I understand now.
Flows. Right. So I think actually it could be to or into, either one, depending on how you're. Are you considering the Atlantic Ocean as having boundaries or not? I think either one would be appropriate, actually. Okay. Heidi, number 7.
Do you have your camera with you? No, I left it in the car.
Okay. Right. Very good. Thank you. All right. So there's no movement, so it's definitely not into. All right. It's just the camera's just sitting there inside the car. So very good. All right. Constantine, number 8.
Have you ever been to China?
Excellent. Very good. All right. Depending on the context, you know, you can obviously say I was in China in 1973. Okay, because that means your position. But all right, you are totally correct. This is how we phrase this with to, with the again with the present perfect here to talk about experience. Okay. Generally, always with the present perfect like that, you're going to use to. Lena, number 9.
I had lost my key, but I managed to climb into the house through a window.
Okay, very good. One thing about the verb climb. It's a long I sound. Climb.
Okay, to climb.
Yeah. All right. Good job not pronouncing the B. The B is silent. Yes, you did that, so great. Okay. Lena, have you ever climbed into a window in your house?
No, because
Really?
I live on 7th floor. On the 7th floor, I live.
So,
It's very
Spider-Man.
difficult.
You can do it. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
the Spider-Man.
There you go. Carolina, number 10.
We got stuck in a traffic jam on our way to the airport.
Yeah, you're obviously traveling and moving. Right. Very good. Yeah. Notice also stuck in. Okay. You're not moving, so you're showing the position. All right. Very good. Okay, Heidi, back to you.
We had lunch at the airport while we were waiting for our plane.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so you're at the airport. You're at a specific
I thought
place.
it's the same at the station.
Yep. Yeah, well, very similar ideas, right? Okay, Constantine, number 12.
Welcome to the hotel. We hope you enjoy your stay here.
Okay, very good. Yeah, excellent. Okay, very solid kind of standard phrase. Welcome to my home. Welcome to whatever. Pretty standard English phrase. Okay, Lena, number 13.
We drove along the main road for about a kilometer and then turned to a narrow side street.
This one's a little tricky. This one's tricky because you have the roads and prepositions are difficult to understand and difficult to get it right. All right. Roads. For roads, Lena, we often use the preposition in. Things in a line. For example, a row of seats in the movie theater. I'm in row 7. You stand in line. The car is in the road. The car can be on the road or in the road. When we're talking about in, we're kind of talking about being inside of this line. So you got to kind of keep that in mind. So here, I think the best answer would be we drove along the main road for about 1 kilometer and then turned into a narrow side street.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because it's combining that you're moving and also the idea of in, because in the street. There's a cat in the street. Very confusing, I know, with in and on and talking about roads and streets. There's a man in the road, there's a man on the road. What's the difference? If the difference is if he's in the road, what I automatically know is that the man is standing probably where a car can hit him because he's inside the boundaries of the sides of the road. If he's on the road, I just know that he's somewhere, probably moving, probably literally on top of the surface of the road. He's probably safely out of the middle of the road. There's something in the road. Okay, if there's a deer jumps in front of your car when you're driving, there's a deer in the road. We don't say there's a deer on the road. The idea being that he's in the middle. A deer on the road, he could be standing at the very edge. Perfectly safe, or mostly safe. Okay, so roads have that idea of in. And if you're in a car, then you're obviously going to be in. Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully that was understandable. It's difficult to explain. Carolina, number 14.
Did you enjoy your visit at the museum?
Okay. At is going to be used to talk about the place and the position. Okay. Here I would choose, did you enjoy your visit to the museum? Sometimes we use at, for example, did you enjoy your visit at your grandmother's house? Okay, because you were there for a while, for example. Let's see, where does it mention visit here? Show you that again. Okay. In the same way as you're talking about going to a place, okay, here it is. We say a journey to, a trip to, a visit to, on my way to. Did you enjoy your trip to Paris, your visit to the zoo? The idea is more about the travel than the place. Okay, so when we use these verbs, the idea is more about travel than arrival, I guess, is the idea. Okay. Where are we here? Heidi, back to you, number 15, I guess.
I'm tired. As soon as I get home, I'm going to bed.
Perfect. Okay. That's it. Again, no need for to with home. Great. Constantine, number 16.
Marcel is French. He has returned to France after 2 years in Brazil.
Very good. Excellent. So one is referring to the idea of traveling or returning, and the other is referring to the idea of position or place where he was, not moving for 2 years in Brazil. Excellent. Okay, Lena, number 17.
Carl was born in Chicago, but his family moved to New York when he was 3. He still lives in New York.
Perfect. Okay. Excellent. Very, very good. All right, talking about moving and talking about staying or not moving. All right. Excellent. Let's try a couple more here. All right. Let's try this one. Put in, so in, at, or to where necessary. Again, same idea. You may need no preposition. As in the example, what time does this train get to London? Okay, Carolina. Number 2.
We arrived in Barcelona a few days ago.
Okay, very good. You have English, very American English pronunciation of Barcelona. They don't call it that. It's Barcelona. It has more of a kind of a TH sound, but for an American, you sound great.
Okay.
Okay, good job. And in Barcelona is correct. Heidi, number 3.
Oh, the same. What time did you get home last night?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we need maybe one more student. People keep getting the same idea. Okay, Constantine, number 4.
What time do you usually arrive at home in the morning?
Well, at work, but yeah, same idea. Yes, very good. You remembered. Excellent. Nice job. You arrive at a place. Excellent. Very good. Lena, number 5.
When we go to the cinema, there was a long queue outside.
Okay. It's a long Q. It's pronounced
Queue.
just like the first letter of the word Q. The letter Q. Pronounced the same way.
Queue.
All right. Okay. When you got to the cinema. All right. Very good. Even though got to and arrive mean the same thing. We need to with got to, but not with arrive. Okay, Carolina, number 6.
I arrived home.
Okay.
When I arrived at home,
Okay.
feeling
All right.
very tired.
And you're questioning if you should use at or not.
Yeah.
And so am I. I arrived home feeling very tired. I arrived at home feeling very tired.
Could be both.
I arrived at home feeling very tired. I arrived home. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. They both sound perfectly okay to me. Yeah, I'm okay with either one, actually. Probably I would use it without the preposition because because I'm lazy. I don't know. Okay. All right. Well, let's try one more. We're going to write short sentences with got into, got out of, object noun. All right, let me give you an example. Number 1. You were walking home. A friend passed you in her car. She saw you, stopped, and offered you a lift. Someone offers you a lift, they're giving you a ride in the car, or offering you a ride in the car. She opened the door. What did you do? I got into the car. All right. Get into, get out of. Okay. Maybe we'll try one round of this. Heidi, number 2. Go ahead and read all the...
You were waiting for the bus. At last, your bus came. The door opened. What did you do then? I got into the bus.
You got... Normally we say got on the bus.
Got on the bus. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the weird exception. Planes, buses, trains, ships, you get on or get off. But you get in or get out of a car or a taxi or a rowboat. There it is. Constantine, number 3.
You drove home in your car. You stopped outside your house and parked the car. What did you do then? I went home.
Yeah. Okay. Before you went.
I went into my house
Well, sure, but before you go into your house.
I got into my house. I got into home. May I say
No.
I got.
You were saying it all correctly. What they want to hear you say is, I got out of my car. Or we get confusing.
I get out of my car, yes.
The other sentences we were using were all perfectly correct. Okay. I went into my house. I went in my house. Okay. That's fine. We say I went in my house. I went into my house. Either one is correct. Okay. Lena, number 4 here.
You were traveling by train to Manchester. When the train got to Manchester, what did you do? I got off the train.
Perfect. Exactly. You get on or off a train. Okay, Carolina, one more here. Number 5.
You needed a taxi. After a few minutes, a taxi stopped for you. You opened the door. What did you do then? I got in the no. I got on the taxi. No. I got into the taxi.
Huh? Wait a minute. Ah, okay. You needed a taxi. Yeah, you're right. You got into the taxi. That's right. Very good. You did. You did. Very good, Carolina. You did get into the taxi. Okay. I think we've got the idea here. All right. Fast forward. We've got 20 more minutes, so let's look at buy. Okay. Uses of buy. Let me try to explain this again. I'm going to take 5 to 10 minutes here and try to explain uses of buy. If you have any questions, please feel free to interrupt me, and then we'll spend the last 10 minutes or so doing some exercises. Here we go. We use buy in many expressions to say how we do something. For example, you could send something by post. It answers the question, how do you do it? I do it by post. Do something by hand. How did you build it? I did it by hand. Contact somebody by phone. How did you contact them? I contacted them by phone. All right? I think you see the idea here, I hope. In a question you may ask, can I pay by credit card? It answers the question, how can I pay? You can contact me by phone or by email. Interesting and exception here. Here's one worth kind of trying to remember. And normally in English, we always say, oh, you need to pay cash, or I paid for it in cash. We don't say I paid by cash. Pay by credit card, pay by check. Nobody does that anymore. Anyway, we never say pay by cash, strangely enough. An exception. Okay, another use. We also say that something happens by mistake, by accident, by chance. Okay, these are common collocations. Okay, it's really the same idea. How did it happen? By accident. Okay, we hadn't arranged to meet. We met by chance. There you go. However, there is a phrase that, well, look at this phrase, on purpose. We say do something on purpose, meaning you meant to do it. I didn't do it on purpose, it was an accident. But think about it, on purpose actually answers the question, why? Why did you do it? I did it on purpose. Not how. Okay. So it's a little different. So if that helps you to remember. On purpose, common phrase. We don't say by purpose, in purpose, down purpose, off purpose, any other way. It's always on purpose. This is practically one word. It's such a strong collocation. Okay. Notice that we say by chance, by credit card. We don't say by the chance or by a credit card. I paid by a credit card. We just say by credit card. All right, this is another weird exception in English. Sorry, I have no way to really explain this very well to you guys. Credit cards are countable. They sure are in America anyway. I have 16 credit cards, but still we don't use the article a. This is an exception to the rule. When we use by, for some reason to show how, okay, notice all of these. Send something by post. You can contact me by phone. Not by email, not by an email. All right. Weird exception, but there it is. Can't really explain that in any logical way, but that's English for you. Okay. Again, by is showing how. For example, how somebody travels. By boat, by ship, by rail, by air, by car. Now notice the exception. We say on foot. Did you come here by car or on foot? More and more, I think this I hear more and more people saying by foot. Actually, I think it's starting to become acceptable. Traditionally, it's if you asked me 20 years ago, somebody said by foot, I would say it sounds weird. I'm a little older, so it still sounds a little strange to me, but I hear native speakers saying by foot more and more often. So I wouldn't worry about this one too much, but traditionally English speakers always say, I'm going on foot. It's more of an idiomatic kind of phrase, really. Okay. Special note here: you cannot use by if you're using a possessive. My or other determiner, like a possessive noun or an article, the or a. So, for example, I'm going by car, not or in my car, but I cannot say not by my car. This is a very common mistake I hear all the time. I went there by my car. Just can't do it. It sounds very odd to English speakers. I went by train, or I went on the train, but not by the train. All right. So really back to that same strange rule here. We don't use by with an article. When you do, it sounds odd. It sounds very strange to native speakers. So just try to remember that exception. Use by, don't use an article or a possessive. Again, we use in for cars and taxis. Sure, they didn't come in their car, they came in a taxi. We use on for bikes and public transportations, buses and trains. We traveled on the train. All right, we already talked about that today. Okay. All right. Answering the question how. By also answers the question who or what did something. Often, obviously, for obvious reasons, used very commonly in passive sentences. Have you ever been bitten by a dog? All right, well, this is a present perfect question. No, it's not. It's a present perfect passive question. Okay. Because in a passive sentence in English, we don't care who did the action. So if we want to add that information afterwards, very common to use a prepositional phrase with by. The program was watched. Look at the past passive. Who did the action? Who watched? Millions of people. Okay, so this is very common, especially passive sentences. Compare by and with. The door must have been opened with a key. Here's another common mistake. People mistaking with or mixing up with and by. All right, somebody used a key to open it. The door must have been opened by somebody with a key. If you want to use by, you're talking about who did the action. Who? Okay. All right. Hopefully that's clear. This is a very common mistake. I'm not sure how to explain this in a better way. Hopefully we'll see some practice exercises. All right, we're talking about an author, again, who did an action. Same idea. A play by Shakespeare, a painting by Rembrandt, novel by Tolstoy. Question form: have you ever read anything by Ernest Hemingway? Okay. Again, talking about who did it. Another totally different use of the preposition by. It can also be used less commonly, okay, but it can be used to mean next to or beside. Come sit by me. Where's the light switch? It's by the door. Okay, it's next to the door, it's near the door, it's by the door. Any of those would be correct, but kind of short, informal form, we use by to show position as beside or next to. A couple special uses of by. Okay, with numbers. Claire's salary has just gone up from £2,500 a month to £2,750, so it has increased by £250. It has increased by 10%. Okay, it's used very commonly to show differences in numbers. All right, Carl won a race by about 3 meters to indicate the difference between two things in numbers. This is also very common with by. Okay. Well, let's spend the last 10 minutes seeing if we got this. Okay, just simple fill in the blank here. We hadn't arranged to meet. We met by chance. Heidi, can you try number 2?
Number 2, I didn't intend to take your umbrella. I took it by mistake.
Yeah. Or you could say I took it by accident. I have to tell you, in colloquial American Midwestern speakers, they say on accident. It drives me crazy when I hear it. It makes me bananas because I know it's wrong. But very consistently, there's a Midwestern American dialect that says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I did it on accident." It sounds very strange to me, and it actually drives me crazy. It sounds so weird. Okay, that was my confession. Constantine, number 3.
Don't put the sweat in the washing machine. It has to be washed by hand.
Excellent. Okay, very good. Lena, number 4.
I don't need cash. I can pay the bill by credit card.
That's it. Carolina, number 5.
The town is not on the coast, but is connected to the sea by canal.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How is it connected? By canal. All right. Let's try something a little more challenging. By, in, or on, as in the example, Jess usually goes to work by bus. Heidi, number 2.
I saw Jen this morning. She was on the bus.
Okay. Very good. On the bus. Very good. Excellent. Constantine, number 3.
How did you get here? Did you come by train?
Excellent. All right. How? By train, no demonstrative, no article, no possessive noun. Lena, number 4.
I decided not to go by car. I went in my bike instead.
Well, okay, the first one's right, but do you really get inside of your bicycle? How do you do that? I'd like to see that.
But I see I see my near bike, so I use in.
Okay, I went on my bike. Bicycles,
Okay.
yeah, bicycles and motorcycles, you actually sit on them. You're out in the open air. So, like when you sit on a chair, you're in the open air. You're not inside of anything. So we use on, especially for bikes and motorcycles.
I have a special bike.
You have very special bike. It's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Neato. Okay. Well, here, you know, where I live in the Philippines, common public transportation is a tricycle. All right. So you have a motorcycle, but with a sidecar. But so you actually have to open a door to get in the sidecar. So we say you get in a tricycle. You have to actually open a door, then it's definitely in. Okay, Carolina, number 5.
I didn't feel like walking home, so I came home by a taxi.
Can't do it. Can't do it because of this article A, so you
Yeah.
can't use by. So what can you use?
In a taxi.
That's it. Came home in a taxi. I came home by taxi.
By taxi.
Either one of those prepositional phrases, by taxi or in a taxi, does not change the meaning at all. Either one is perfectly acceptable. All right?
Okay.
It doesn't matter which one you use. Whichever one you like. Heidi, number 6.
I'm sorry we were late. We missed a bus, so we had to come on foot.
Okay. On foot still sounds a little more natural to me as a native speaker, but I hear by foot these days. This is an aspect of English that's changing. The language does change. I like on foot myself. Constantine, number 7.
How long does it take to cross the Atlantic by ship?
Excellent. That's it. Very good. Okay. Let's see if we can squeeze in maybe one more round, maybe 2, or maybe all of these. All of these sentences have a mistake. Can you correct them? Did you come here by Kate's car or yours? So it should be, did you come here in Kate's car or yours? Lena, how could you correct?
I don't like traveling by bus.
There you go. Excellent. That was easy. Okay, Carolina, number 3.
These photographs were taken in a very good camera.
No.
With
With. There you
a
go.
very good camera.
Okay, that's it. All right, that's a very common, right here is a very common mistake. You hit a nail with a hammer, not by a hammer. You write a message with a pencil, not by a pencil. Okay. All right. Heidi, number 4.
I know this music is by Beethoven, but I can't remember what it's called.
Very good. Excellent. Talking about an author, composer, whatever, painter. It's by Constantine, number 5.
I couldn't pay cash. I didn't have any money on me.
Excellent. Very good. A kind of an exception rule. We just never use paid by cash. Definitely sounds odd. Lena, last one here.
We lost the game because by a mistake of one of our players.
Wait a minute. We lost the game because of a mistake by one of our players.
Ah, okay.
A mistake by somebody. Oh. A mistake by the advertising department resulted in a flawed marketing campaign. Okay, like that.
And so it's not correct to use by a mistake, yeah?
No. No, we lost the game by a mistake. No. You can lose the game by 1 point, okay? But that's looking at the numbers thing here, okay, to show to show the difference between two numbers. We lost the game by 5 points. That's very common, but no, can't do it that way. Okay, I'm out of time. Got to go. Coming up in the next hour, I will have totally to basically finish my week of prepositions, or my series of prepositions, all kinds of prepositions quiz coming up. It may take me a second because I'm realizing I have a power problem. My computer keeps going black, black. I can't even see you guys half the time. I'm going to have to check my connections, but I will be there if I'm a minute or two late. Hang on, I'll be right with you. Thanks for attending this